Many people, they look forward to that day, but many of the housewives don't look so much forward to it because it's a lot of cooking and baking and washing and all of that. But we do it for family. So, good morning to you, those of you who are listening to us on this big radio station, listening to us every Wednesday for Health Vibes. We are always happy to have you with us each week, whereby we can educate you, inform you, and motivate you on matters of health and wellness. I have my wonderful, beautiful, brilliant co host with me this morning, and you heard the adjectives that I used. She's back, and let us say good morning to Trudy. Good morning, Trudy.
Good morning, Carlton, and good morning to all the listeners of Q95 Radio. Carlton, last week you were on your own. I caught a bit of the show. Um, I would say you were holding on the fort excellently as usual. Holding on the fort.
Yep.
So I don't know if Jacinta and I were missed, but anyway, good morning, Jacinta Fig and Difu. Good morning to you as well.
Yes.
Um, I think towards the end of the year, maybe next week we should have the full
Yes.
Health Vibes team
Definitely.
on the program. But I know as usual you're sold there, so by yourself you will find.
Yes. Well, I know you were in China.
Yes.
What is Christmas like in China? Do they celebrate Christmas there?
Actually, Christmas is not a holiday that they celebrate, but because of the influence of Western culture, you'd be surprised that the shopping malls, the hotels, etc., are decorated full Christmas, decor. So almost like you are in a Western country.
Ah,
So it's interesting. I mean, anytime people talk about China, and we feel it's still isolated in terms of their practices, but they are doing some Western things, and you'd be surprised at the number of American influenced restaurants and fast food chains
ah.
that are very popular
Mm,
among the Chinese. So it's a global village. Nobody is as isolated as we may
I know.
think. So I was there and I saw full Christmas decor in the public spaces, lights and Christmas tree, but it's definitely not a religious holiday. That they don't have a religion.
It's just
So
commercial to
yeah,
them.
so it's commercial, right. But it was interesting. So you see that little influence of the West, even with everything
Yes.
that's
Yes.
yeah,
All the different, political
political, right,
differences.
right.
Yep. But we're happy to have you back, and you recognize that Christmas is in full swing.
Mhm.
Many people have begun purchasing their items. I've begun seeing people buying toys for children and having it wrapped in the store to put under the Christmas tree. So and many of the NGOs too
Yeah.
have begun picking up toys as well for Christmas parties, donations to children, and we're always happy to do that and to collaborate with those NGOs. We always give them a special price on the purchases that they're making. If you are interested in buying toys, you must always choose Jolly's toy store
Of
first,
course.
as you will get a wide assortment of toys, so many different toys
Mhm.
for all genders, and at the
And
same time
ages.
to ages.
Mhm.
But many of the toys now are so infused with innovation and technology. So it's almost like you can get a toy that can wash. Last year I bought a toy washing machine for my daughter,
Mhm.
and you had to actually put water in it and it washed the clothes for real. So, and even sewing machines.
Mhm.
So they're making these things so smart, but at the same time too, they're teaching children about responsibilities and roles in the home and that type of thing. So your daughter might soon say, I want to learn how to use the washing machine.
Mhm.
And so I like that.
Yeah, and Carlton, at this point, I really have to shout out Jollies as usual, because now is a time, Christmas time, buying gifts. sometimes you have to buy a gift for someone you are not familiar with. One of the common things that's happening, and I always take part in it, is this whole Secret Santa vibe for children, where you get to, I have done it through adult education division before. This year I did it through a primary school in the north, where you dip the name, you get the name of a child who you don't know, and you get the child's age, and you are asked to gift that child for Christmas. So obviously, not knowing the person personally, like, you might be kind of, you don't know what exactly to get.
Yes.
But right at JP Mega, not even at the toy store, but at Mega, the employees there were able to assist in the perfect selection
Yes.
just by getting the age of the child, the gender of the child. Were able to direct for a proper purchase of a toy for that child. So I want to, of course, as always, big up to Jollies, because sometimes you may be a shopper that's a little confused, and
It's
and
true.
the assistance is readily available for you to make that purchase, just easy.
I know.
Mhm.
I like that, and that's what you get good customer service with education, and at the same time too, the information that you given, you can be assured that they know what they're talking about. We train them well. We train them well.
Mhm.
Let me thank the people of the North for a successful Wonderland in Portsmouth last week, Saturday. It was well received from all reception, and even the comments from MO News, were very favorable to that activity. Many of the children came out, parents came out, and we really had a fun time in Portsmouth last week, Saturday. And one of the things that we were even more pleased about is God gave us good weather
Yeah.
on Saturday. So it never rained.
Mm.
So we had wonderful weather, and the show went on extremely well. All the children were happy. They received gifts. Local vendors got the opportunity as well to make money, and we invited them to sell their food items. And so it was a really spectacular event. I really want to, again, congratulate um, uh, Myra, who basically spearheaded this entire activity, and her team. Myra did an excellent job, really pushing the work. The Portsmouth staff as well for really making things happen. Our operation staff who assisted in the commuting of material. And so it was a spectacular one. This Saturday, we will be taking the Wonderland to Focally. So this Saturday we are back again, and as always, it is always a grand occasion when we do the Christmas Wonderland, and we have it on the outside. Let's pray that the weather is good, and our favorite DJ will be there, and children will get up to sing Christmas songs and carols and all of that. Win gifts, get gift certificates, and it is going to be fun and frolic. So we want to invite all of the children of the South, including Masak, Bahu, Chimit, Warner, all the children of these communities, the Roseau Valley, Superior, Scott Z, Point Michel, Grand Bay, all these communities. We want to invite the children to the mega store in Fukuli on Saturday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that is going to be a fun time for all the children of the South and the West. So, the place to be this Saturday from 2 p.m. is at the Jollies Mega Store in Fukuli, as we'll be bringing to you our third edition of Christmas Wonderland Mega Style. Also, too, we will be at the Christmas, I don't know what it's called, at the Botanical Gardens.
Okay.
I'm
Christmas
not too sure
Village,
the
I believe.
official name of the Christmas
Christmas
Village.
Village. Mhm.
We will be there from Thursday. Jollies will have a booth there. And so those of you who take the children there, my daughter wants me to bring her there, so I have to bring her there for sure. So we really want you to patronize The Jolly's booth from Thursday will be there. I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we will be there. We'll be selling toys, we'll be selling items as well. And so feel free to stop by at our Jolly's booth at the Christmas Village
In the
at the
botanical gardens.
Botanical Gardens. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take a short break, and today we are going to be discussing caring for yourself, self love. Have you found yourself? Do you appreciate who you are? Can you find peace and solace being alone? These are some of the things that we're going to be discussing this morning. Let's take a break and we'll be right back with you.
Who say health cannot have vibes? Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes, every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor. And not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lango with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan Depot and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday. So be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare. Who say health cannot have vibes? Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes, every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor. And not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lango with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan Depot and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday. So be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Introducing Jolly's Pharmacy, brand new website, www.jollies.gm. It's your time to jump the line. Shop now at jollies.gm and have your items delivered in the comfort of your office. No more standing in line. No need to use your lunch hour to shop. Hassle-free shopping, safe and secure. Jollies.gm features rush delivery, 1 hour. In-store pickup, regular delivery, 5 p.m. Cut-off time, 4 p.m. It's your time to jump the line. Visit us at www.jollies.gm. Jollies Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
We're back with you on Health Vibes. I recognize somebody wants to say something to us so early. So let's take this call and see what this person has to say. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you?
Your name,
Carlton?
Carlton. Good morning, Carlton.
Good morning to you.
to your guest.
Yeah,
Your-
my co-host, Trudy
your
Christian.
co-host.
Yes.
Carlton, I just want to say, get into you all, although it's still early.
Thank you. Thank you.
Carlton, this is Lucy from Baffa State. I just want to say thanks for helping me to locate my special perfume at Amazon.
Oh, great.
I sent for it. I'll be getting it this weekend.
Awesome.
I remember when she
Yes.
called. That was 2
Yes,
weeks
I
ago,
thank
so-
you a lot. And from now on, I'm not going to use. I'm starting back again.
Awesome. I'm glad. I'm very happy to hear that. Very happy.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, my darling.
All right.
All right. And so,
Yeah.
Trudy, this morning I gave a friend a ride, and it's someone that I hadn't seen in a while, and we began talking about growing older and what it signifies, what it means to us. It was a very refreshing conversation. The person is much younger than I am, but is quite mature, and we were, and they were saying to me that Carlton, I can tick on a calendar where I will see you in social activities during the course of the year. And I said, well, you really know me. You really, really, really know who I am. And that's one of the things when you begin to find yourself and mature, you recognize that your circles begin to change. You begin to find that you are friendship now has a different meaning to you. It's not merely just an acquaintance. It's not just because we knock fingers or knock hands that makes you my friend. And you recognize too that um, even in friendship, there are boundaries. So there are some people that behind the fence, hello, hi, that's fine. There are some people you put them on the porch. That's where they need to be. There are some people you maybe sit at in the living room, and there are some people you give them full access. And we all have people in our lives that are like that. And when you begin to find yourself, you will recognize that your confidence changes. You will be saying less of what they're going to say. Because a lot of times, people say that, boy, what they're going to say now, you want people to say, Meg, you want people to say, I have AIDS. Those things are not going to bother you too much when you are assertive and you're comfortable in knowing who you are. So you're less bothered about the naysayers or what they're going to say or what's people's perception of you. Because guess what? Trudy will walk on the road and she will have a beautiful dress. There are 10 people on the side of the road. I can guarantee you, every one of them will have a different perception of Trudy. Somebody might say, oh, she thinks she all that. Somebody might say, oh, she always wearing brand clothes. Somebody might say, oh, why she have that clothes and not even she have that clothes that be matching her collar. And these are things that happens all the time. And so if you have to be consumed with these perceptions of people, can you imagine how imprisoned you're going to be?
Mhm.
And when you find yourself, that's where you understand your purpose, your will, and knowing why you were born. And it's deep thinking for you to get to that stage. A lot of us, what has happened is that we are so bombarded by the influences around us. And oftentimes, it's the influences, I'm very passionate about that, is the influences that are often negative. We are oftentimes um, persuaded by the small-minded person and not by the big person that will objectively give us an advice or make a statement to us that we can kind of recognize they mean well. Truly, I've been talking a lot because that's something I'm very passionate about.
I can tell.
Yes. Well, tell us a little. What do you think about this?
Carlton, you mentioned several, in what you were saying, you touched on several different points. I will start off with the self-confidence point, which was kind of one of your major ones. Self-confidence and this ability to or to believe in who you are and be secure in who you are as a person and not be um discouraged by what other people think or feel about you. This is something that has to be built, and we've had this discussion on the show before. It's something that takes work to build.
That's it.
And it is something that can be, for a lot of people, it can be easily destroyed for different, traumatic or negative experiences that people can have. So when we talk about self-confidence, we have to understand too, it's not easy to have it. And it's something that we should consciously try to build. A lot of our young people, especially, in this social media era, self-confidence is something that is pulled away because of all of the impressions that are being made via social media, in particular, all of these standards that people feel they have to live up to because of what they are bombarded with via social media. So it is very important for us to take heed that we need to do things to help build the confidence of our young people. And then, of course, from youth, then it grows into adulthood. And, so we have to do things to uplift and help people to build their self-confidence. It really is not an easy task. And I'm seeing it becoming more and more difficult, as I said, in this modern social media dominated era that we are in. People are so much pressure on people. I feel like me, somebody born in the 80s, I did not even have that pressure, like, people that were born in the 90s, in the 2000s, in the whole internet era. It is becoming very difficult. So I see it as something we have to be very willing to make conscious effort to build our own self-confidence and assist others, particularly young people, to build theirs. So be very mindful of that, in some of the ways that we speak. And I had that, I believe, Carlton, week before last, when you were not on the show, and I delved a little bit into mental health and our well-being. And I know last week you as well focused on that. We sometimes are not mindful enough as a society and not empathetic enough to people, and we are causing the destruction of people's confidence, of some of their feelings about themselves. So we also have to be mindful as a society what we do, and as a individual, how we build our own self-confidence. I always say people have to look at, everybody is different. Everybody has different skills or talents or things that they bring to the table. You can be a star athlete. I can be a star cook. You could be someone who is very good with, driving, and you're a chauffeur. And for me, I cannot parallel park to save my life. Everybody has different, different things that you can say about yourself. Like, this is me, this is what I'm good at, and not be kind of dissuaded that you are not what somebody else is, because you will never be what everybody else is. So I think that is one of the major things in terms of building your self-confidence. Look at yourself, what it is that is special about you, and zoning on that, and you focus on that, and you build. And it, as I said, it is hard. I know people who struggle. It is definitely a hard task.
I see we have a caller. I love your perspective. Let's take this call. Good morning to you. Thanks for calling.
Good morning to you, Carlton.
Good morning to you, my friend.
And good morning to Trudy.
Good morning. Good morning.
You're having a very interesting program there.
Thank
very
you.
Interesting. Yeah. Because a lot of people lack that. And especially what you call self-confidence. And I like where Trudy kind of brought it in terms of maybe the era you were born and in terms of social media and stuff like that. And I want to say, for me, self-confidence, I was always a self-confident person from an early age. And I think that has to do with my level of upbringing and socialization. Because I was always around my great-grandmother. So folks always came to the house. And when I transitioned from my grandfather passing somewhere in the early 80s, 81, somewhere there, then I think it was 80, and I went to more or less stay with my grandfather. Although my mother was alive, I loved my grand and my great-grandparents. So I went to my grandfather's house, which he was the jeweler. So the work I'm into is because of my grandfather. And he, too, is a lot of Guan book that used to come there. And I remember the days of all the governors and ministers. We had to clean the floors before they came home. We couldn't sit in the drawing room. But you interacted with a lot of people that was older than you. So, and then even to another point where when it was summertime, my grandfather always used to make me go at different people that were doing trade work to go and learn what they were doing. Although he was a jeweler and I was learning what he was doing, he was sending me other places to learn other things. That let me become a multifaceted and a multi-talented individual. And I really give them praise for that. And where self-confidence came in, where I could do so many things for myself. I was a person that interacted with many different kinds of people, even not at my age range. So self-confidence kind of came naturally, I must say. It was almost like it was innate, because my levels of socialization at an early age, it was broad. It was with all kinds of different people from all backgrounds of society. So I really like the program you're having there. And even today, when you're seeing everybody's social media. As a matter of fact, people are actually virtually out there, but actually just locked up in, and physically locked up in a house. And really and truly, it is not good. I'm seeing, and it even spinning off another conversation there. That is even something that's leading to a lot of problems in terms of depression and all these other problems that people face, because you're actually not going out there and interacting. You're not interactive. Watch our children. Our children don't play outside anymore. You understand? So what is that going to do for their levels of socialization and interaction on a face-to-face level? You know, you go for they leave school and they go for an interview. And an interview that is supposed to be a one-on-one with a person, and they are butterflies in their stomach, and they are hearing questions that they cannot even answer. I mean, it's a lot, and I really want to give you all kudos for that program, and really congratulations, because it is something that is needed. But even the program that we have in there now, the people that are supposed to be listening, maybe they are not even listening. Have a good day, my brother and sister.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We have another caller there. Good morning to you, caller.
Yes, Mr. Carlton. How are you doing this morning? To you and Trudy?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Morning.
Carlton, I'm doing good, man. But I just want to compliment you guys. Lately here, I don't know, you got your finger on the pulse of the people, I must say. The subject matter that you bring forth on a weekly basis, I must compliment you guys.
Thank you.
Because it shows that there are certain issues plaguing us, and I don't know through what kind of guidance. The subject matter is always on point. And I would like to hear your year in review at the end of the year. But I want to say one thing about the matter that you're discussing now. Self-confidence, the kind of thing that makes a person whole. Because if you lack self-confidence, you are defeated in everything you do. In your daily life, everything you do, you have a doubt that you cannot succeed. You have a doubt that you are weak. And these kind of things are injected in you from an early stage to grow with self-confidence. Because I must tell you, me as an individual, from a little boy, I always feel that I deserve whatever that my mind can think of. Maybe I didn't get it like I wanted to. But in my position today, I could say I have been blessed, because the way that I'm raised, I left Dominica like 13 years first time. Then I came back for a couple of years, and I left 16 years. And I've been gone from then, but I've come in and out throughout my life. And it never been more than 10 years that I would stay out of the country. And throughout my life, everything that I've done and carried with me is what I was given as a child on the island. And today, you are speaking a subject that is very important, because if you lack confidence, like Marcus Garvey tell you, if you're in doubt, you twice defeated in the race of life. And the confidence that you carry with you on a daily basis, don't let somebody else tell you who you are or tell you your limits. Your progress is based on you. Everything depends on you between them two ears. Like I always say, the brain between your two ears is for a reason, not just matter. It's a reason. It's for your thinking, it's for your survival, it's for your progress. And these things that you are discussing in the last few weeks, my brother, because Trudy had a subject on your mental issues. You came back with it in a different manner last week. Today you are discussing confidence, and these things are lacking in the society on the island big time, because if we were in a much better place to conquer our fears, to take hold of our life in a manner like she mentioned, social media. When you are influenced by people, you are not yourself. You have lost yourself, because your own direction must depend on you based on your analysis of what you see in front of you. And I'm just saying compliments to you guys for discussing that.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution. And you know, I remember there when I was in high school, when I began high school, I was quite introvert, shy, not much of a speaker. But at the same time, I was extremely obedient and respectful and all of that. And I remembered when I was going up to third form, um, my class teacher selected me to be the class monitor. And that was a big thing then.
Mhm.
And just having that badge on your tie saying monitor. And that was the starting point for me. It's like someone recognized, I internalized it and recognized why were I selected? There must be some qualities of leadership in me that I did not see. So I did not say, well, by miss, I don't think I can do that now. And just, I accepted it. But even so, I did an introspection and I recognized that there must be something in me that spelt leadership. And a lot of the times, opportunities are given to young people. And it's very easy for a young person to say that. Boy, boss, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I want that responsibility. But why did the boss choose you?
Mhm.
What did the boss see in you that you may not even have seen in yourself? And this is something that I have used for all of my life. The last application I wrote for a job was in 2001. We're now in 2023. And I have had jobs after that 2001 application, and I've never had to write an application.
Mhm.
I've always gotten an opportunity.
Been
Somebody always
selected.
wants you
Yeah.
to come on board, join our team, right? And so you have to, and it's about recognizing and taking the opportunities, because sometimes really and truly you don't see it yourself, but others see it. And and the other person may just want to basically help you to develop
Mhm.
that ability and skill that you may possess.
Yes, Carlton, you saying so much that is reflective of my life's
Journey.
work, and my journey and my life's work too. Yesterday I was on Matt's show, just briefly speaking about the intersecondary schools debating competition which I organized, and Matt asked me, why what is the objective behind the competition, and I said to him, I, truly Christian, I'm a product of the Kiwanis secondary schools debate. And I remember in the year 2000, Mrs. Levy selected me to represent the school, and that was a platform upon which my future was built.
You are.
Getting that opportunity to speak publicly and to debate, and it, of course, as Carlton, you mentioned, somebody choosing you, and you taking that opportunity as a young person and using it and building from it. And look at where I am able to be now.
Yes.
Look at my ability to speak publicly now. What if that opportunity was not given? And that is why, to add to your point, I believe strongly in when people in putting in the work to recognize these strong traits in our young people and giving them the opportunity to excel, however it may be that they, that what is the opportunity you're giving them, whether it's in sports, whether it's in public speaking, whether it is in arts,
Business.
whether it is in music, whatever it is, you see that, and sometimes you have to push the person to
I know.
you have to push the person too, because sometimes you may offer the opportunity and the person might be reluctant because, once again, the self-confidence is not there yet. But that is what we're doing. We're building. So when we give young people chances, when we invest in that type of work, then we building for the future. So I feel very passionately about that. You see, you mentioned, you got that monitor position. So as teachers, as educators, as people in society, you don't even have to be in education, honestly, because so many people approach me and say, how can I assist you in what you're doing? And so they're not at the Dominica State College, or they're not, in education, but through their support, but they are helping young people as well. And that is important work. We cannot just sit by the sidelines and say, it's a dwindling society. They don't have self-confidence. What are we doing to help? What are we doing to change the trajectory of our youth? And those opportunities are golden. I'm telling you from my and from your personal experience, Carlton, from mine, you get an opportunity like that and it transforms you. And I believe strongly in giving people those sort of opportunities.
I recognize. Yes, we have some callers. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Yes, my brother, what's up, Mr. Jolly?
I am doing very well, sir. Good morning to you.
Okay, I want to change the lady name. By the name of Chumi. You understand?
Chumi?
Yes, Chumi. Mr. Carter, behave yourself, please. Okay? Mr. Jolly, I want to congratulate you and give you the biggest award, like the man that gets the biggest award for saving the children in Dominica. So it's two of you that saving the children. And you see the self-confidence that you earned. You listen to Mr. Jolly, you watch what he was doing properly, and now you can teach the children and open your own place. But Carlton, we need to bring that on the street because that is what is killing a lot of friends of ours. And that is what was destroying my mind. Self-confidence, because when you talk about self-confidence, some people mixing it in all kind of a way. But the self-confidence that I've learned and what you're talking about is within you from the time that you were born. It's like you meet 100 blocks, and when you come and you see the 100 blocks, you say, "Bon Dieu,
we're not hearing anymore.
All that blocks, Mister, want me to carry."
We seem to have lost him. So
still, it's very low.
Yes, but Trudy,
you hear me now, my brother?
Yes, we're hearing you now.
Okay, well, the problem is I was just saying that the self-confidence is like you see 100 blocks in front of you. And when you reach the man, say giving you $40 to take it out. But the $40 is a lot to feed your children. But you say, "But all that work I have to do for $30 alone." But it is just simple, to just start. And from the time you start, you will finish. But the self-confidence, you already burn out your brain already by saying you cannot do it. Man, Carlton, I used to go and cut liquor hedge.
Thank you so much.
I used to go and cut liquor hedge for people, and when you see the people and then tell me, I say, "Ma'am, what's here? That is 3 days old."
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Anyway, my brother. One love.
Thank you. But he made something there, but he made a statement about self-confidence, and it's been misconstrued. And he said that a lot of the times too, when you have a level of confidence, sometimes people equate it to you being
boast. Yes,
you being arrogant,
very true.
or
Very
you
true.
being
prideful.
Yes,
yeah.
And I do know that there are people who may have those traits, but I've always used myself, and I like to use myself as the example. Any person who knows me know that I'm very down to earth. Any person who knows me know I'm a dresser. So if you look at my dressing and define me as being pompous, then you really don't know me. I've always been a dresser, and I'm not going to give an apology about that, right? But I know deep down inside of me, I can speak to anybody. I deal with all classes of people on all fronts. So I know for a fact, and that's where the confidence comes in. You might see one thing, but really and truly don't know what the pages of the book is saying. So you have to be able to differentiate between someone who have a particular style versus somebody who has a behavior. And that's where sometimes we confuse the two. Right? We confuse the two. So self-confidence and comes with appreciating who you are and not when I say appreciating who you are, it doesn't mean being arrogant to the point where this is who I am and I'm not going to change. So you have a negative attitude and it's like, that is me, I am, that is how I am, and if it's either you take me, or either you like me, so that is your business. That is not what self-confidence is all about. It's about appreciating who you are, recognizing that you have weaknesses, You have maybe things that you're not strong on, but willing to change the things that you can change
Mhm.
for the better. It
Mhm.
has to be for the better. That when you bring it to the drawing board, you can recognize, okay, I need to work on that. What strategies am I going to put in place to be able to become better at whatever it is? And the very same thing is applicable to our professional lives. When you
Mhm.
go to your managing director or your director for an evaluation, you don't just go to an evaluation sitting there and expect the boss to tell you things. You need to ask questions based on how do you see me contributing better to the organization. You need to ask questions like
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
so they can see that you're already thinking futuristic, and you're looking at how you can build with the two of us coming together. Do
Right.
I, and I understand the big vision. What contribution can I make
Mhm.
to enhance that vision?
Mhm. I agree, Carlton. And another thing about confidence, self confidence. You just mentioned, recognizing you may have things you are not good at and be willing to improve, etc. Whatever. That I agree with, but I also agree with. I also want to emphasize
Mhm.
and add, self confidence is also about being very certain that your voice matters. You are important. What you
Mhm.
have to say, what you think, what is your opinion, it is important. Too many times, we think, oh well, so and so is more talkative or more,
Mhm. I don't know nothing to
outspoken,
say.
so I don't have
Mhm.
anything to say.
Mhm.
I don't have
Mhm.
anything to contribute. They
Mhm.
have said it all. No, what you think and what
Mhm.
your opinion is
It
unique.
matters.
It
I agree.
matters. So I want to add that as well. And in the workplace, in our social settings, etc., people can show their confidence through that way. What I have to say. It's not that my opinion is the only one that
Mhm.
matters, but it matters as well as yours. You know
You're
what I
correct.
mean? So that is also an aspect of having that confidence. Your voice, what it is that you feel. So you in a situation you're uncomfortable, but you don't want to speak out because who am I?
Mhm.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I like that. And the way you
no.
said it, who am I?
Yeah.
So you work for a company and you just see yourself as the cleaner,
Right.
auxiliary
Right.
staff, or the
Right.
messenger. Me, I don't have ranks. It's not me
Yeah.
they're going to hear.
Yeah.
And you already prejudicing yourself.
Right. Right.
By making a
Right.
statement like that, you're already putting yourself in a corner that you do not have a voice,
Right.
and you don't have no power, and you're not nobody. You are someone. And you imagine coming to work and all the toilets are soiled, everywhere is garbage because the cleaners have
Mhm.
gone on strike. You
Mhm.
have a very important role to play,
Of course.
and you have to see the role and the significance of it. And that's what and so when we talk about the self-confidence, it covers all facets of who we are, how we respond, how we deal with challenges, um, and how we respect each other as well. Because many times, and I've seen it, people um, who may not be so, cannot express themselves. Let me put it that way. Cannot express themselves very well. You will find they are often the ones to get angry very quickly, often the ones that may swear and curse you up left, right, and center because they can't express themselves. And because they cannot express themselves, they just have to verbalize with profanities and so forth. And when you see these things, it makes you recognize, okay, that's how this individual can express themselves. And sometimes when the person cools down, you just go on to say to them, this is not how you communicate. You can say that I don't like what you've said to me, and I don't appreciate the tone that you have used to address me, right? Versus using X, Y, Z. And
Mhm.
we have a major problem with that, with particularly young men. And I'm seeing a lot of the young women are using following the very same pattern. You in a supermarket, and I had a situation like that recently where I was cashing an item. And a young man just pushed his item in front of mine. And when I said to him, but So you could say, excuse me. Well, he lay me off. He just started cursing me. But again, you recognize that's how we can communicate. And you realize, so going and doing the very same thing that he has just done, what is it going to say about me? Right? And that's where the maturity. So the confidence also comes with emotional intelligence. It comes with a level of maturity as well, because a lot of the times, how we deal with things, using maturity and emotional intelligence, someone on the outside might think that you're weak, or but how you don't answer that person,
That's true.
outside that person. But sometimes when you do so the way that they may want you to do it, so to do that way, what is it going to create?
Mhm.
What is it going to create?
Yeah, you have to look at the bigger
You
picture.
have to look at the bigger picture.
Mhm.
And so self-confidence brings all of these positive qualities into your life. It's not just about dressing nice and looking clean and walking on the road with your head up. It's an intrinsic ability, feeling, and at the same time, I would say lifestyle, because it is not something that you can put on and put off when you feel like. It has to be something that embodies who you are and what makes you. You understand? Now, I wanted to talk a little about spending quality time with yourself, because it is something that many people have challenges with. Me, boy, I'd like to be alone now. Just maybe just putting off the cell phone, just being silent and just enjoying your environment, reflecting on who you are, what makes you, what are you grateful for. Not just think of the disappointments and the things that has happened to you and how they have hurt you, but look at the blessings that you have. Show gratitude for the simplest of things. You've gotten up, your body's functioning well. You got up, you went to the bathroom, you had no discomfort passing your pee or doing number two. You got up and there was beautiful sunshine. You got up and your car worked well, took you to work. Simple things, showing gratitude. And that is one of the things that actually helps to create character in an individual. How you view things. And sometimes we focus so much on the minute thing, or somebody scratch your vehicle, or you come and you see your vehicle scratch and your heart sunk, and you're so angry and you cannot eat dinner because, okay, can this be fixed? I really don't know who did it, but can this be fixed? I didn't lose an arm. I wasn't in an accident and had to be amputated. So sometimes I look at things that way. Can this be fixed? These two it can pass. And a lot of the times, these are things that really build your character and build who you are. You learn courage under these situations. And I can tell you, a lot of what I'm saying to you, you would recognize the passion in which I'm saying it, is that because I've endured these things and I've learned how to apply them to my life to make me a better person. Not just better for me, but better as well in terms of how I treat others.
Yeah, Carlton, when it comes to spending time with yourself, I think it's also something that you get better at with a certain level of experience and maturity. And I will tell you why I say this in particular. Sometimes you have to make the decision that poor company or negative company is is worse
It's futile.
than being alone. So you take the decision to be alone. And I will talk about it in terms of spending time with yourself, but also in terms of romantic involvement, in terms of, casual friendships as well. Sometimes if we lack the ability to stand alone, be alone, do things by ourselves alone, we rely on having company. And sometimes the company is not of a a high quality. But if we are unable to be alone, then we go towards that company, and I cannot be a loner, so I have to hang out with so and so and so and so. And what so and so is doing for you and nothing is the same thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So as you get older, sometimes you make the decision, boy, instead of having this negative vibe around me, or this vibe that is not leading me into anything positive, this vibe that is bringing me down or letting me feel a certain way, I rather just be alone. And there is comfort in that, there is strength in that as well. Making a decision to stay away from what is not correct for you and stay alone in certain situations. Of course, everybody needs people. Yeah, I also believe that. And this is the holiday season. I mean, it's a time of family, and it's a time where people who maybe do not have a lot of family and friends in their immediate vicinity, start to feel very lonely. The holiday season can be a very lonely time for people. It's a time where a lot of people too also suffer from depression and so on, because if you see all the happiness around, and you may feel like you are excluded from that. But notwithstanding that, it is always good to realize the power, the strength in the ability to be alone with your own thoughts, with your own aspirations, your own plans, your own being, and if the company that you are faced with is not positive, stand alone.
True. I love that. And nothing wrong in doing a self-audit. I do it myself. Nothing wrong in auditing your life, recognizing what are my strengths, my weaknesses, my opportunities, my threats. It's like a SWOT analysis. It is a SWOT analysis. Nothing wrong in doing that. When you do that, you recognize. It's the same thing we learn in business. You recognize, okay, what are the opportunities that are there for me, and how do I prepare myself to achieve these opportunities? And they tell you success comes for, how do you coin it? Success, something for the prepared.
Oh, success is for the prepared.
Something
Success favors the prepared.
That's it. So something like that. And we have to. It's and I love that what you said about differentiation. Is it quality or quantity that you want? Quality or quantity? Because a lot of times, we go for the bam, 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 you just want to be around the big crowd, the popular one.
Patchy friends.
What are they bringing to you? What are they contributing really to you?
Yeah.
Are they making you better? How are they inspiring you to be, for example, a better DJ? To help you for business plan, to brand yourself better, to build a portfolio for your business, right? So, for example, when you play at somebody's event, you tell them, "Can you just write a little testimony of my performance?" And you put that on your portfolio. You let them sign it. So today or tomorrow, I want you to come and play for me. And I tell you, well, okay, but what are your? I know you're a DJ, but what are your references? And you bring it to me and you say, well, I played for so-and-so, the Prime Minister's Gala. This is what he wrote about me, XYZ. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, you on. And that's what we're talking about. Thinking of creative ways to build your portfolio. Every one of us. Truly, you're a brand. You're a brand in education. That's the area God has you in, right? And you do a lot of work with young people and women. Right? How do you protect that brand? How do you develop that brand? I have a passion for public speaking and motivational speeches and so forth. How do I prepare myself and brand myself, develop it, that when someone listens to me, they can be impacted and make a difference in their lives. Understand? All of us, we have our own brand. How do we develop it? And that's where the confidence comes in. And no matter how old you are, you have something to contribute. I see we have a caller. Let's take this caller. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning, Carlton and Trudy. My name is Justus Marshall. Again, Carlton, let me first tell your listeners that you have always been that meek young man from young.
I
from
know that. You know
small
me long
Carlton.
time.
I mean, I'm from St. Joe, and I can tell you, you visit in St. Joe all the time, Carlton. Always neat, always clean. Trudy, if you used to see that man, that boy at the time, Trudy is just amazing. So he's not bragging in any way, and he's not boastful in reference to his dressing. He's not trying to create an impression on nobody. That has been part of him from young.
From young.
Trudy, I truly do not know you, but you and Carlton, I always say to you guys speak from a standpoint where anybody can understand that the foundations that you all came from were not easy foundations, both probably in terms of making sure you all are disciplined. Second, in terms of the hardship. I'm not putting that out because we all have that.
Mm-hmm.
And you all bring up messages that truly demonstrate step by step that where somebody can, one, come from, where they can be and where they can go. And I just want to really tell you guys, thank you for the messages, the stuff that you guys bring out to help us better ourselves, to help others. I mean, I know I'm older than Carlton. I am older than Carlton.
Yes.
But I know the messages help me better myself as a person from day to day because you're never too old to
True.
learn.
Thank you.
And that is what I was telling my boys the other day. They have to put themselves, my younger boys, they have to put themselves in a position to learn, first of all, to learn. And then make sure they can stand up and say, that is what I'm looking forward to, or that is what I am suggesting. I tell them it doesn't mean that their suggestion will it be the best suggestion or the correct one? It doesn't mean that it may be implemented the very same time. But in due time, they will see the results of whatever they are suggesting or implementing because things take time sometimes. And I try to help them understand, still be confident, even if you don't see something materials right away. Once your confidence is high and you know what you're about, believe me, you can, and you persist in that, you will get the results that you're looking for later down, if it doesn't come as soon as probably you're looking for it.
Thank you.
So,
Colin. Yes.
it's just amazing that you guys continue to do well for Dominica. And I tell you what, you're doing an excellent job. That is not a parrot representation. That is a statehood representation that you guys do from time to time.
Thank
and
you
I
so
must
much.
congratulate you guys.
Much
God bless you
appreciated.
guys.
Thank you.
And I listen always. Thank you.
I thank you. I that came from your heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Trudy,
Thank you.
let me just see or next one as we getting closer to the time.
Mhm.
It's important to celebrate you and your achievements.
Mhm.
Celebrate yourself. Nothing wrong in taking a trip to celebrate you, or even just having a dinner to celebrate your accomplishments, or maybe just buying something valuable for yourself. Many times we look for people to validate us. We look for people to give us a gift. Today's my birthday. You have to give me now. Christmas sweet. I give me nothing. No, stop doing that. You can treat yourself. I have done that for years. For years, by myself, my own birthday gift. By myself, my own Christmas gift. I try to buy things that I can pass down to my children. So I may buy a piece of jewelry or something that I know have sentimental reasons and purposes, and I can say, I bought this watch in whatever year it was for my birthday. I'm passing it on to you. You understand? And I have no problem passing on things to my family because I know I just have it for now. I will not have it forever. I don't hold up things like as though I will have it forever. But it's important to celebrate you. Celebrate your milestones, celebrate your achievements, celebrate with gratitude and reflection, with a sense of what is my worth? Why was I born? Why am I created? What contribution do I give to society? How can I make humanity better? There is a young person in front of me who lives close to me. When was the last time I encouraged him? I said something uplifting to him that he can go home and he can ponder on and it can give him a jock start to make a difference, a positive difference in his life. So celebrating you and your achievements, it is not merely done in a selfish way, but you can even use those experiences to motivate someone else. I see we have a caller. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Carlton is Nadine Lucille.
Yes, Miss Lucille.
Carlton, maybe we are the same. Carlton, I like to celebrate myself.
Of course.
I don't depend on people. If you give me, it's okay.
Yes.
But I take it on myself to celebrate myself.
Yes.
Imagine I was about to retire like next year.
Mm-hmm.
And this year I happened to travel because I had to attend, because I used to travel a lot before while I was working.
Yes.
I had to go to a wedding, so I traveled the year before. The year I was about to retire, I traveled again. And I went at Macy's and I bought 2 watches. One silver watch to go to work, one goldish one to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch those watches now, people, and when I bring them for batteries, those people cannot understand. They have that amount of years, 14, 15 years.
Yes.
Good things. And I always like to celebrate myself. I don't wait for people to give me. And I like others. Now my birthday, before Fortune was like that, well, Fortune is new now.
Yes.
I make it a point of it when I come from church on my birthday and go to
breakfast,
get my lunch.
Yes.
That is me.
Yes.
Anyway.
Good. Yes. Yes.
I can't regret my life anyway.
I agree.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have to do that. We have to celebrate our achievements.
Yeah, and Carlton, sometimes, and I want to make this point too, an achievement, how you define it, it doesn't have to be the definition of somebody else. An achievement doesn't have to be, a big job or making a big money somewhere, or,
or a degree.
or a degree, right? It can be a simple thing, a simple goal that internally, because sometimes an achievement for you is not anything anybody knows about. There's something you trying to overcome. Like, I want to drink less. I find I was drinking too much and going on a little wrong path there, and I want to cut down on the alcohol, and I have managed to do it. That is an achievement.
I know.
I wanted to lose weight. I maybe didn't lose weight, but at least I started exercising. That is an achievement, So whilst we're on health vibes, we can talk about those things as well. The achievement doesn't have to be sometimes what society would consider achievement, the degrees, and we love to see when people have great accomplishments and they post it online, and and we congratulate. That's good. That's all well and good. But sometimes our own little internal struggles that we may have overcome, or that we are on routes to overcoming, we can celebrate that as well. And we do not have to be shy or ashamed about celebrating. And even if you don't have a lot of financial resources to celebrate those achievements, you can do very simple things. It could be for you, instead of Saturday, instead of doing a whole lot of chores, which you normally do, but you say, this Saturday I'm celebrating, some achievement that I made. I'm going to go to the beach, and I'm just going to chill because I like the beach, and I'm going to just make that Saturday about me. I'm on the beach, I'm chilling, I'm, and that is a celebration as well. So I don't want people to even get deterred by the fact that maybe you don't have a lot of money to spend to celebrate, or you maybe don't have a lot of resources, but you can celebrate for just spending some quality time doing something you like, something inexpensive that you like, and that in itself is a celebration.
I love that. And the other thing too, as we're talking about, finding yourself and the confidence, is really, just Monday, I was asking my children, I said, Zane, what's your talent, Zane? And she said, singing. I said, Kid, what's your talent? And he's like, he doesn't know. I said, Kid, you need to think about this when you're born with a talent.
Of course.
Every one of us have a talent.
Of course.
I said, Jenna, what's your talent? Dancing. I said, okay, when last did you dance? Well, I dance in school, in the dance club at school. I said, well, you don't dance at home. So, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And that's the other thing too. Many of us, we we have talents, we don't use them.
Uh-huh.
We don't, some of us don't even, we think our talent is mediocre,
Right.
or it's
Right.
too low, or it's not how, that's not a talent, and we downsize
Yeah.
our talents. I was never a sports person. Never a sports person. I never liked sports in school. I never liked football or cricket, none of those things. But I love running. I know that there are people who cannot run as the length of run, and in the time I will do it. Like, and they're into sports. So I found that this is the only sport that I truly love and I'm great at. And I have developed it.
Mhm.
Right? I have always known that I have always said that maybe if I was in America, maybe I would have been rich like Oprah. Because ever since when I began, in high school, I was always involved in anything to do with public speaking, anything to do with essay competition, anything to do with debates. That was me. And up to now, people have always asked me to be a politician.
Mhm.
I have gotten many offers to go up for public office, and I've turned it down. So I know that generally that is my talents. I am a speaker, and I've always said it's not, it's the content of what you say. You can be talkative,
Mhm.
but what is the content
Mhm.
of what you say? And how does that content impacts your audience or the person that you're having that conversation?
Carlton, what you mentioned is such an important area of parenting. What you mentioned that you did for your children, helping them realize or recognize that they have talent, and what is that talent, zoning on that. We kind of started a little bit on that tangent, and we coming back to it towards the end of the show, but recognizing your strengths, your talents, what you are good at. And often it's a good aspect of parenting to do it, but we can also do it from the standpoint of educators, or just people in society, that you see somebody and you basically help them to zone in on what they are good at. Sometimes I have a group of students, and you hear things like, if you ask them to volunteer to do something, oh, I'm not good at that, I'm not good, or a quiet one might not want to volunteer. But that quiet student, or that student who is maybe not as vocal as the others, that person is a good researcher. That person is very, very good at picking up
Data.
yes, observant, very observant. So you can see the different skill sets, and you encourage people accordingly. So it's not because another thing I do, I all every year I end up with a queen contestant, coaching a queen contestant. And what I tend to do, and that's for speech, question and answer. This year I do have a contestant. What I tend to do is, sometimes people will say things like, this contestant, they're not good in that, or they're not good in that. But the person must have a round that they are
That's true.
going to excel in. I mean, so some people, kind of want to look at what the person is not good at. No, there will be, when you look at pageants, when you look at shows, you'll see somebody will be excellent in terms of their talent. Somebody will be walking like they are, a supermodel.
True.
Somebody will just have that
Body.
vibe, right. So everybody has something special that they can do, that they are good at, that they are strong at, that they are talented at. And it's about recognizing it and upholding it.
Definitely. So we do hope that today's show was one that inspired you, motivated you, and challenged you to make a positive difference in your life and in the life of others, particularly those who are very close to you. Don't be afraid to spend time with yourself. Don't be afraid to speak to yourself. You're not crazy or mad. Don't be afraid to be alone at times. And don't be afraid to take a risk as well. As always, your health is indeed your greatest resource. Preserve it. Next week, Wednesday, we will be having a special episode of Health Vibes where we'll be celebrating Christmas with you. And guess what? You will not be on air without some surprises and prizes. So stay tuned for next week, Wednesday, for a special.
Yeah.
Trudy, we should have our Christmas hats on.
Yes, definitely. We come
And
in
maybe
decked
I'll
out.
put something red.
Yes, we
I-
come
I'll
in
put my
decked
red.
out next week with our
That's-
Christmas attire.
That's it. And Jacinta is a singer. so
Yes,
she will
Jacinta
sing-
will be singing.
Yeah, she'll
We,
sing.
we
She'll sing
promising
something.
that already
Yes.
on air.
That we promised you that. So again, it was a pleasure being here with you. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, stay safe and continue being happy. Take care, everybody. Have a good day and remainder of the week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Health cannot have vibes. Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor, and not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lango with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan Defoe and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Introducing Jolly's Pharmacy, brand new website, www.jollies.tm. It's your time to jump the line. Shop now at jollies.tm and have your items delivered in the comfort of your office. No more standing in line. No need to use your lunch hour to shop. Hassle-free shopping, safe and secure. Jollies.tm features rush delivery, 1 hour. In-store pickup, regular delivery, 5 p.m. Cut-off time, 4 p.m. It's your time to jump the line. Visit us at www.jollies.tm. Jollies Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Eastern Trading Limited annual Christmas raffle is on. It's on. Autant bien. Et l'année la sac est plus grand. Plus passer